Hi, everyone. It's Caroline here, and welcome to the Divine Trinity webinar. And I am recording this after the live webinar, as we had quite a bit of interference and some technological difficulty. So I'm re-recording this. And as I was sitting with it of like, what is this about? Weird things were happening. I ended up having to do it on my phone. I couldn't mute everyone. Before that, I actually was just about to speak to when we are increasing our awareness and our light quotient that there can be test and interference. And literally it was about to come out of my mouth and our whole internet went down, which doesn't usually happen. I live in suburbia. So it was really interesting to me, and I was sitting with the guides about like what is going on, and really there's been this beam of light that has been guiding this whole process. And I think some of you saw my Instagram post about how the ad was censored, or the ad was denied at first because it was unrealistic expectations, when really I was speaking about the sovereignty of all of us to wake up and find our true selves and embody that. So that was interesting. And then the interference yesterday. And I so appreciate everyone hanging in who was on the live call. And there was a powerful transmission, and people have received emails and from people who were on the call and phone calls about their experience. So no matter what is going on in the Kaya Pacha, this realm, when the energy wants to come through, it comes through. It's just now I thought I should better re-record it so we're not all, in the mosh pit together when I can re-record it. So part of what Isis and Magdalen specifically, Mother Mary's holding us in the heart of just all of our humanness and the frustrations and things that came up within that process. But Magdalen and Isis is just smiling of, think of the challenges in Magdalen's day. Think of the challenges to when they make a stance of actually we are going to jump the system and create a new paradigm. So as we gain in consciousness, so do our test. And the internet and technology is one of them. I'm just going to pause here. Okay, let's everyone close our eyes to do a short grounding so we can get on the same vibration. So closing the eyes, having a comfortable seated position. Tuning into the breath. Tuning into where it wants to land right now. You might be listening to this in the evening or in the afternoon or the morning. And with each inhalation, we summon ourselves to ourselves, letting your presence return to your central inner pillar, that central column, the Sushumna, along the inner spine. Welcoming yourself into this space as we prepare to meet our sisters and teachers in the unseen realm, Mother Mary, Mary Magdalene, and Isis. Allowing ourselves to relax into this moment, letting go of our days, the excitement, and then placing awareness on the root center, the base of the spine, sending a taproot or grounding cord from the base of the spine as wide as the hips, all the way into the center of Mother Gaia, Pachamama, Mother Earth. Let this be a hello of our energetic resonance. We get to attune to the earth as she opens up to receive that which no longer serves us, as energy starts to go down that grounding cord that's not in present time. So any energies that's not yours, old beliefs, just the energetic dust bunnies that we collect from the day, allowing that to go down, go down, go down. Perfect. So as we receive the medicine from our guides, we know we'll be deeply supported and rooted, connected to Pachamama. Feeling the weight, the groundedness, the support of the earth below us. And inhaling all the way up and down the spine, and rooting in the heart. Inhaling the heart open on the front and then open on the back. And then slowly opening your eyes when you're ready, letting there be soft gaze, even as you stare at the screen in front of you, or if you want to keep your eyes closed, that's totally okay too. So we like to have soft gaze, periphery vision, as we integrate the internal and the external realms. So welcome. Thank you for taking the time to be here, and I think you will like what you receive and the power that wants to come through. So I appreciate you joining in. And so a brief introduction. I'm not going to really go into the history, what we know about Isis, Mother Mary, Mary Magdalene from different perspectives. All of that you can research. This is really about the realm of the heart, the realm of the spirit. So I'm not, even though the mind is important, and I have many books and many things that I love to research about all of them historically and also in the mythic, poetic realms. This is really about experience and the feminine heart and the feminine way of navigating between the worlds and initiation. It really is what's the mystery school. So my journey with Mary Magdalene, Mother Mary, and Isis started a very long time ago. And the recent incarnation of how I work with them was a few years ago. I was at a retreat by myself in a cabin in the woods. I was doing ritual as I do by the rivers, and it was January, it was cold, it started snowing, and I still needed to do my prayer practice I was doing in my ritual. And after the ritual, I threw the last red rose into the river. I heard so clearly Isis came, like she was standing right beside me, almost feeling the heat of her wings next to me, and as well as the other guides. And they laid out the whole template of the priestess program that I facilitate, as well as giving the gift of the Temple of Earth and Sky Mystery School. That this is a consciousness. This is a living being that I am a steward of, and it's being handed down to me to remember and to help others remember. So it's really a living consciousness, and I'm the steward of it. And so Isis, being the mother of all mothers, and really has this fierce quality with her as well. She actually comes with more masculine energy than the other guides. There's a Horus, her son, there's a hawk-like presence with her. She is really more of like my business coach. And I mean business as in sacred work, when I am like out of Aini, out of right relationship, or if I'm, not following through with some of the guidance, or just when I'm in a question of, going inward to my soul, but also to my guides of what is next. She's the one that comes in, and it's like laser coaching. Calls me out. This is the thing to do. Inspiration. This is how you lay it out. Okay. Really clear, really direct. My experience in Mary Magdalene now for, so long, really started to experience her in a different way than when I was taught by the Christian church when I was my early 20s, 1920. And my experience with her is so deep and so rich, and really about the juiciness of the feminine and the juiciness of alchemy and sexual alchemy, Shakti. And it's really about creation, my experience of her. She might come to you in a different way. Mother Mary, just, I don't know how many times I have laid down at the feet of this amazing being, and been held and just wept and wept and wept in my grief processes, whether it's when I got divorced or I lost my son. Like, she has held me. It's in the face of such dire grief and being in the dark night of the soul. And so I feel her in such the heart, the which is collectively all over the world, the Sacred Heart, Mother Mary. So, but developing a personal, deep relationship that's intimate, that is truly like calling up an elder or a sister, is really key in my own evolution. But also, how do we let go of this, the hierarchy, and the way that we can put even ascended masters on a pedestal as if there's this great distance, and we cannot be in contact. We need to go see someone else to be in contact with them, or, who are we to get visited by such divine beings? So all of that hogwashness and that programming that's been programmed into our being for thousands upon thousands of years, that we do not have direct communion with our divine self, or direct communion with these ascended masters and master teachers that have lived an awakened life and have been on this earth and been tested and tested. I mean, Mary Magdalene, she has not had an easy road, and so I think there can be some misconception of, the communication and the depth of how we can have relationships with them, but also, that being on an ascended path is easier. And anyone who's truly been on it knows that's absolutely not true, and that it's not for the faint of heart, or everyone would be on it. And so they really, as a Trinity, have been, I made a vow to walk specifically with those three as a Trinity for a few years. And it's a very specific contract. I also work with Hathor and Kuan Yin and all these other beings, but those are my main three go-tos, because that's the deepening of relationship. And what I have learned in working with different guides over the years is, you can go to a big party and have so many amazing people there, but it can be overwhelming, or you can meet someone for tea and drop in for a couple hours. And that's my experience, and why they have guided me to really hone in on the Trinity for these few years. So it leads me to this. So I was not planning on doing this webinar. I had no consciousness of it. And then I was literally just felt like hit by this bolt of light, and it came in so clear. This is what needs to happen. There needs to be a conversation, a casual. It's not about me teaching X, Y, and Z, and this is how you clear your energy field, or we'll do an ancestry healing, and these are the steps. It's more of being in relationship, having tea, and opening to receive the medicine, the power, the gifts of these three divine beings, and that it was just absolutely pertinent for this moment in time. And interesting enough that I'm recording this actually on Monday, on the new moon with the eclipse, the new moon in Aquarius, of the really stepping out and trusting your unique self, trusting your unique divine blueprint. And it just is all perfect in synchronicity that this recording will happen now. It was perfect yesterday of the transmission that happened. And so just, as you know, on the path, we just have to surrender and trust in the divine interventions, the divine alignment. And even when our ego and personality is like, WTF, seriously, I will say, I was I went on a walk with my dog after the webinar, and was like, you've got to be fucking kidding me. What? So and then that part of me that also deeply knew it was perfect. So there's the both, and there's the human, and then the part that really trusts in the divine process. I could tune in and know this was perfect. And then that part of my personality, because I'm human, is like, that's crazy. What the hell happened? Right? My dog's barking like crazy. There's just chaos everywhere. I was holding it, as much as I can, and really felt the power coming through. And it doesn't mean I still didn't have my own personal disappointments, that it didn't happen exactly how I wanted it to in my own plan. So It's all perfect. And so, as we work with them, as we receive the medicine of them, your only job is to be present, which I know is a simple task, but it's not easy. So I ask that you stop what you're doing and close all the tabs, turn off your phone, and be able to receive the depth of medicine that's being offered as we travel with these divine beings. Okay, my loves. So just take a moment to get comfy. So we're going to begin our interactions, our guidance with these divine sisters who truly are sisters. So taking a deep breath in and deep breath out, relaxing into your space. Saying hello again to that grounding cord that's at the base of the spine that goes all the way into Pachamama. Letting it be as wide as the hips. And we're asking that any energy in our energy field that does not serve us, that is not in present time, that's foreign, old energy, be released down this grounding cord. Okay. And putting the grounding cord on the center of your heart, almost like a trap door at the bottom of the heart. I'm reading the collective energy field. So those who've not worked with me, you're going to hear sounds, you're going to hear snapping, you might hear burping. It's moving the energy of the collective soul that I am tracking right now. So putting that trap door on the base of the heart, letting energies come out of it. Any hucha, any dense energy that's just simply ready to go. Some energy around the stomach. Just naming some things I'm seeing in the field that'll just immediately start to move and shift as we tune in. And let's bring the awareness to the top of the head. Letting the petals unfurl in the crown center, receiving more of our own divine light, our own soul. Good. And then traveling to a foot above the head to the eighth center, the soul light, the Ba in Egyptian alchemy. And here we're going to open by our presence, just allowing the center of our soul, letting the petals of the soul unfurl, letting the light of our soul start to get brighter. Beautiful. And from here, we're going to invite in the heart, the light of the divine. So we don't have to reach for the light. We can open to receive, allowing this divine substance at the highest form coming down, filling the soul, the eighth chakra, with its divine power, mixing with our own light, our unique soul blueprint. And then it comes into our field, into the crown center, into the brain, all throughout our body, filling up our body with this divine light of the highest aspect of spirit and ourselves. So bringing more spaciousness, more light into the front body, the back body, feeling our whole field around us. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. As you let this transformation happen, just can start to relax into your space. Relax into this moment. There's nothing you have to do. Just opening to receive the highest light of your soul and the divine. Going to those pockets within the body, within the organs, the cells, as well as the surrounding field. Just allowing it to go right where it needs to go. Beautiful. Good. As you settle into this cocoon of light, connected to Pachamama as well as connected to the divine, you notice out in front of you a light, a brilliant, bright light that's starting to come towards you. And just notice what you notice before the mind knows who this being is. Like, what does it feel in your field? How does it shift your energy field? Just getting curious. And as she gets closer and takes more form, you notice her. There's a deep remembering of this being called Mother Mary. She cuts through any film of cultural programming, old beliefs of who she is. She offers and extends her energy field so you may have direct contact in present time of what does she feel like to you? Who is she? Allowing the exchange to happen, the conversation, you could introduce yourself. So opening to receive the uniqueness of her powerful medicine. Where does the energy land in your body, in your field? Receive and relax. Receive and relax. And then she offers you a brilliant pink rose. And within this rose is the vibration and frequency of healing of the heart. So if you so choose, you're going to open and receive the gift of this rose. Receive the medicine. It'll go right where there are possible hurts, wounds in the heart. Letting the vibration sink into that old grief, that old sorrow and loss and pain. And let it be the medicine that you need in this moment. Notice what you notice. What comes up? How does she feel? And feeling the exchange about to come to completion, giving your thanks. Seeing if there's any direct messages, any more offerings, guidance that would like to be offered in these last moments. And then gently she starts to go back to the light where she's come from, receding, receding, receding. And taking a few rounds of breath, inhalation, exhalation, noticing what you notice. How has that shifted your energy field, your emotions, your mind? Good. Feeling it in your body, feeling it in your bones. And then you notice another bright light off in the distance. It starts to come closer and closer to you. And again, before you know who this being is, what this light is, when it interfaces, comes closer to your field, what do you experience? What energy do you feel? Beautiful. And this beautiful bright light takes the form of Mary Magdalene, or the Magdalene known as Mary. Magdalene as a title. And like before, allow the exchange to start to take place. How does your energy field? What's the gifts? What's the message? What's the offering? Staying present in your body as you receive this powerful sister and priestess. Does she walk around you? Does she stay in front of you? Just relax and open and receive. And she has an offering of her medicine. There's an offering of a beautiful gold box that fits in her hand that she's offering to you. You lift the lid, and within this gold box is a brilliant, powerful red rose that holds the energy of the Magdalene, of the priestess. You place this energy within your field, within your body, this rose, where you know it is to go. Receiving her unique, powerful medicine through this rose. Just relax and receive. Relax and receive. It is time. It is time to reclaim your throne. It is time to reclaim the priestess within, through ritual, through ceremony, through knowing, through direct communion with the Divine One, the Divine Mother, the Divine Sophia. And this interaction is coming to completion. Giving your thanks, receiving any last messages from this great being, the sister. She walks away, receding back into the light. And tuning into your breath and your body in the present. Noticing what you notice. Noticing what you notice. And then you notice another brilliant light in the distance coming towards you. You know her to be Isis, the last of the Trinity. You may notice some extra star energy, stardust around her. She comes closer and closer and closer. And like before, just simply be aware of what happens to your energy field automatically when you come in contact deeper, more intimately with this radiant being, the mother of all mothers, the teacher of Isis, the teacher of Magdalene, the teacher of Mother Mary. Feeling your field open and relax, receiving the gifts, receiving the medicine, the healing. Now calling forth, we are invoking the parts of us that are asleep, the parts that are hooked into old programming, into collective lies, old thought forms, invoking in your cells, in your organ, in your field. It's like we're all of a sudden shining a bright light on these shadow parts. So within each cell or each part that's still on a different timeline, you're going to ask that to be revealed. So letting those pieces, those aspects come to the surface. You might feel a sudden jolt. And allowing the light to come from Isis, also through the crown, from the divine, that's going to go right into those places, right into the cells. It's like those bug zappers. So invoking what part of my mind, what part of my cells, the organs that are asleep. Letting there be light. Feeling the power, feeling the medicine. So filling all those places, letting the healing take place. Letting the upgrade and the DNA level happen. Letting the light go into the marrow of your bones. Beautiful. And you can relax that intention, relaxing into the healing. And then Isis offers you a gift. Receiving that gift in your being, in your soul, wherever it wants to land. It could be a message, it could be an offering. And letting the energy come to completion. The transmission, the gift. And then you notice a light to your left, a light to your right, taking form as Mother Mary to your left, Mary Magdalene to your right, and Isis in front, and you stand in the middle of this great Trinity. The line of light going from Isis, Mary Magdalene, Mother Mary to Isis. You are in the middle of this triangle, this Trinity of light. Feeling the power the grace, the compassion, the healing. You start to resonate, start to come into coherence with all three of these beings. Your cells just remember and know what to do. You're letting the awakening take place. Don't have to understand it with your mind. There could be a sense of coming home, of being with your sisters again, of remembering. And simultaneously, they start to withdraw back into the light. You can still feel the presence of them even as they leave. And breathing in and breathing out, letting the integration happen, relaxing, relaxing, relaxing. Feeling your breath along the spine. Feeling the difference of your energy, of your body, your consciousness. Saying a brief hello to that grounding cord as wide as the hips. You might create a new one. It might be a bright green, or a brighter color of what was before, or a sense. You don't have to see it. We know the subtle realms in so many different ways. Just feeling the support of Pachamama, feeling the joy, the celebration of this communion, of this conversation. There's an effervescentness in the air. Taking a few more cycles of breath. Grounding, receiving. And then slowly opening your eyes, or you can keep them closed if you need more time to go stay inward. When you open your eyes, let again soft gaze. So as your eyes start to come up to eye level, letting there be soft periphery vision as well. So there's a sense of engaging with the external, but still being aware of the internal, even if you're looking at me on the computer or your phone. And welcome home. Please feel free to pause and take more time. And I encourage you to journal about your experience. The journeys can be and experiences that we receive can be similar to dreams sometimes, where we don't write it down. They get to be more abstract, and it's almost like we have to grasp. So you don't have to grasp for that, or you can just trust and know that it's in your bones. This is different than dream work. This is, your cells are different. I've gotten a couple emails from people yesterday of like how they have like a physical experience and a physical transformation and healing. And the importance of this work is really, well, it's just time. And again, this isn't about me or anything like that. This is about the energy and the healing that's offered. We have been under the influence of the patriarchy, and I don't mean this as like a masculine, but just the control And this is really about, especially people in a female body, waking up to safety, waking up to remembrance, waking up to your direct connection to the divine. And this is important to anybody, but specifically, this is the container in which I'm speaking of, and with the guides. So this work is really about creating sovereignty. And I know that that word can be used a lot, and I use it a lot because I really believe it holds a key. There's a vibrational key to words that unlock consciousness. And so when we have spiritual sovereignty of our space, and it's a lot of what we do in the mentorship is create spiritual sovereignty, clearing out the field, really working with our energetics to have ourselves back completely, to bring in the wisdom of past life so we have access, right? If you're here, there's some resonance, there's some knowing of, I remember temple life. I remember ceremony, ritual, being in communion with sisters, dancing with the goddess, dancing with the divine. So I want to personally invite you into the Shamanic Priestess Mentorship. It actually starts tomorrow. So if you feel the call, and I know I'm a last minute aha-er, so if you feel the call, jump right in. It is going to be such a powerful 6-month journey. There's an incredible group already formed, and it's on Zoom, so you can participate anywhere in the world. In fact, we have people all over the world who have joined, and it's twice a month live calls with a very active Facebook group in which I will be on there every day. We'll be doing 21-day practices, 40-day practices. We work with altar craft as portal. We work with crystal grids. We work with shadow work. We really go in deep to uncover what is holding us back from our truth, what is holding us back from embodying the life we want. We work with the guides. We work with, especially this Trinity, but we also work with your own personal guides, and as well as a bigger team of folks that I work with. It's truly a powerful, life-transforming program. You can check out my website and see some testimonials from past mentees and shamanic priestesses, as well as if you want a discovery call, I have cleared my schedule. So, and specifically to you, on this webinar, what I'm doing is I am leaving the registration open until Tuesday. So it starts Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm leaving it open. You can jump on even up to 5 p.m. Tuesday. And I'm not doing this for anybody else except who's registered for this webinar. The registration for everyone else closes tonight at midnight. But because of all the interference, because of the glitches, I wanted to extend more time. And I'll be available by phone tomorrow for a discovery call. If you've looked through the website, the page, if you, on this call, you just also have a no, like a yes, like I know. I just spoke to someone who joined today that actually doesn't know any logistics, but she knows in her being she's ready for an upgrade, and she's ready to be in communion and community and to enter the temple space again. So if any of this is sparking your soul or your heart, or you really want to know, to work with the guides in a more deep way, and to know about ritual and ceremony and be with an amazing community, then click the link below and you can register right away, or you can book a discovery call. I'm also offering, specifically just for the webinar folks, a private guided reading that I will, from Mary Magdalene, Isis, and Mother Mary. And this came up actually last night when I was meditating after the webinar, that this offering is needed. So I will record a reading from the guides to you, channeled specifically for you, for signing up. So there's a lot of beautiful offerings and powerful tools, powerful journey. And so if you feel the call, please reach out. You can go ahead and register, and we'll get you started. And for those it's not time, I hope to journey with you again in the future. And please listen to this a couple times. If you feel you might have felt one being's presence more than the other, and you might want to take her on as a master teacher right now and develop a relationship that's intimate, that's just like me and you sitting here. So I really encourage to open up those channels to remember that you too have the access to the divine connection. And thank you for being here with me. And I look forward to connecting soon. All right, be well.